Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hitman with another episode of Space Engineers Make It Happen. As you saw from the thumbnail and the picture from previous, we decided to dabble in just a little bit of a SkyCrane. But what brought this on was actually two reasons. One reason, I was actually watching a YouTube video of another YouTuber, and he made a SkyCrane. It's a while back in his video. Kind of gave me an idea because in previous episodes I did make this gigantic carrier type thing that'll go in space, which has stuff in top, middle, and bottom. Well, we can obviously get things in the bottom here, but we can't get anything up top unless you can fly it. And especially on this top door right here. So I did a few changes of the ship itself. Oops, sorry. Come back to this back room. This is actually going to be the access from the roof. You remember that door? I actually put some buttons here. There, there. And if you notice, this thing right here is an elevator. Something that wasn't here before. I went ahead and added it in. Now each side here does have the way to open up the door and the elevator. So let's go ahead and open up the door. The right button, it might work. And then we'll go into the elevator here. And we'll hit the right button there. And it raises the elevator up to the door so there's access, to better landing, so you don't actually have to land all the way down into the ship, or if you bring cargo. Now this brings us to the next project. Let's go ahead and fly on over here. That SkyCrane helicopter I actually made. That's this. Here. I did a little bit of detail. Obviously it's got the wheels so they can drive, but it's also got thrusters to be able to obviously fly. The propellers are for looks. I don't have aerodynamic mod hooked in any way. This is all vanilla, so the propellers are for looks. But they are hooked up to where whenever you turn the thrusters on, the propellers go. So obviously they're not going to go unless the motors are on. The motors aren't going to go unless they're not on. Obviously you got plenty of power here with all these reactors. It's just a little breakup. It's got a little bit of looks on it. You got engines here on the front and rear, just kind of hidden in the side. A little bit more design. Went with a 2 cockpit design just because it looks a little bit more like the helicopter. And it's got this connector. This connector is actually what's going to connect to things like this over here. This I just went ahead and whipped up. It's just a like a supply crate or something. You can actually put whatever you want inside of it. It is set up. It's got solar panels on the sides and batteries in the top. 2 batteries. And then this here is actually the connector that actually connects on top. There. So this is just pretty much a universal carriage or carrier, cargo, whatever. And each 4 corners has a parachute built so that if you drop it, the parachutes will deploy. Now, let's get back into here. I do have it set up. I'm going to go ahead and hit tab to pull everything up. For my lights, this is actually turning the engines on, and it's got the propellers going. Propellers do pick up speed as they go. They don't obviously go as fast as a real helicopter does, but I mean, they go. It's just the small limits of the game, no big deal. If I hit L for lights, obviously I've got lights in the front to be able to see where I'm going, and I've got lights on the bottom, which is going to show me kind of what I'm picking up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pick up this cargo container and see if I can take it down to the ship. Alright, let's go ahead and line her up. That is way off. Now if you notice, it is a little bit off. All I need to do is hit the number 4 button, which is my piston, to lower it down. Then I hit 5 to connect it, and then pick it up. And then now I can actually just take it and put it onto the ship. Obviously, got to be a little careful from going side to side because it does want to just fly around, bounce around under there, because it is just hooked up by the connector. Went a little too far. Okay, so now we're just going to lay it down on the elevator. It is kind of a tight squeeze for this to be on here, because I didn't originally make this to have a helicopter on it, but I found a way to get something transported onto it. Alright, so let's get it past the computer and down. Now lower it, drop it, take off, and then obviously as the helicopter you'll be able to take off and do whatever. Now on the back, obviously I need a spot to put this on the ship. So if you notice, there's 2 sunken blocks right there. Those sunken blocks are for the wheels right beside the landing gear, because the wheels stick down a little bit further than the landing gear. So let's go ahead and land this down real quick. Alright, now the wheels go into the hole, landing gear is on the ground. Then I just lock the landing gear and then shut the engines off. Nope, I still got the lights on, so let me turn the lights off. Alright, so now this is attached to the ship. Cannot go anywhere unless otherwise disconnected. And there would be somebody on the elevator who is waiting on the cargo. Then all you gotta do is just come over here, hit this button, pull the cargo down into the ship. And from here is pretty much whatever you want to do with it. This is just kind of like a little deal to show you that, you know, things can be transported to the top of the ship and into the ship. I'm going to go ahead and hit this door. See if I can fly up before it closes. Alright, there we go. Now, this isn't set for just the container there, because I actually put a little bit of strength into it. You can look in the bottom of it. I'm actually going to keep this kind of in the air for a while. Let me turn this just a little bit. And down. Alright. If you look under here, this is actually the engines, the gyros, thrusters, the whole ordeal. So I mean, there's a lot of power in there. And to kind of show the power, I brought my rover, 2018 Mars rover, out. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just throw a connector on it. And then we're going to connect to that and see if this thing can pick it up. Now obviously, with the wheels being as wide as they are, shouldn't have a problem going around it. But the reason why I picked the rover is because this is the biggest thing that I have made so far. And the heaviest. Alright, so let's go ahead and lower down a little bit, get close. Alright, we're locked. Let's pick it up. It is now heavy enough, or good enough, to go ahead and pick up the heaviest thing that I've built so far. As I was saying, it does kind of bounce around and wiggle and everything else. But I can take it, bring it up here, and then I can drop it off right here if I want to. Now obviously it doesn't go up here, it goes down below, but I was just doing this just to show you the SkyCrane can pick up a lot of stuff, and pretty much something that's big enough that this thing really shouldn't be picking it up. But anyways, I had a small dilemma. Needed to figure out a way to transport something onto the top of the ship. And of course I got the idea again of watching another YouTuber. Giving credit to him because he gave me a little bit of an idea. And it came out with me actually having a cargo container. Now obviously I would hit 1 to shut the engines off. And when I do, obviously the propellers are going to stop. And it's going to take them a while, obviously, with the momentum that's going on. Every once in a while, if you jump out of the cockpit and you hit the rotors with your head, they'll just start bouncing all over the place because, well, the rotors in this game are not quite the most stable thing there is. But there you have it. This is the SkyCrane. Got it to work. It's just another successful deal that I made. And next time I'll probably be trying to go with another concept, something somebody drew, not necessarily an item. But there's the SkyCrane. And if you guys liked what you saw, want to continue seeing what you see, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know what I could do to change, help. Just let me know. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.